Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're returning, it's great to see you. Before I get into the channel message, what you'll receive is the channel message, a page from the Angel Guidance book, and also a card from the Healing Oracle Love Deck. Please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not align with you, and that's simply okay. Come back tomorrow where may resonate more with what you need to know. Okay, today's message. Do you struggle with patience? What is patience? It's the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. I found the word tolerate interesting to have here because I go, why would you put the word tolerate in patience? It really is difficult to tolerate things. And I didn't go into the word tolerate, but it may be something that you could go into and check it out. My bird has literally come on the coffee table right beside me, and as you'll hear him chatting away because I wasn't able to lock him up before I started the message. Do you align and identify self to the label impatient? So meaning, do you say, oh, I'm an impatient person? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you keep telling yourself, that you're not patient? Not surprising then that you may be implementing and struggling to be patient if that's what you keep telling yourself. What tools have you been implementing and finding they only work for a little amount of time and then you revert back to being this impatient person? Who's winning? Who is winning? Are your thoughts that are telling you that you're impatient, are they winning? Or is it that you're saying to yourself, no, I'm actually patient and I'm going to get this? This is all about raising your awareness and really looking at patience at a deeper perspective rather than just, looking at it at a surface level. Is that true that you actually are impatient, or are you only impatient when it comes to certain situations, circumstances, or even a task? And it may even come to a particular person that is in your proximity that you may be a little bit impatient with. What is triggering or driving that lack of patience in those particular situations, circumstances, tasks, or even that person? Have you identified that? Identify why you were triggered and why you are impatient, right? Why does that cause? What's the cause for you to be impatient? Is it a sense of urgency? Is it a sense of desperation? And I wanted to delve a little bit more into desperation, which I will do after I do the rest of this. Lack of sleep. Your emotional state. You could be really frustrated. You could be angry. And of course, your patience level drops. Your lack of concentration. There are so many logical reasons why you are impatient in different or particular circumstances. It's so important that rather just say, I'm impatient, identify it so you can shift it. Because it could be really impacting your emotional balance, continuously heightened. It also, impacts your stress levels. When we become impatient, we get worked up. And for those of you that have got heart problems, I dare say that part of your health regime could be to really keep your stress levels down. So is lack of patience contributing to your stress levels? It's really important to take into consideration. Stop accepting that you're just not patient and consciously choose to be patient. A tool that really does assist, it's a simple one and it's a logical one, is just breathing. If you're doing something, a task, and it's frustrating, you stop, take some breaths, and then go back to it. Because as you all know, when you become emotionally unbalanced, and being impatient is an emotional, it causes you to lose the logic ability to think through a task or to work through a task. So why would you keep going? You just become Mount Vesuvius. You scream, you yell, you throw things, you break it. So how's that turned out for you? Not that well. So imagine if you can nip it in the bud as soon as you can feel that frustration or that impatience coming up to play. Stop, take some breathing, walk away, come back. It's amazing how most of the time you're able to go, oh, that's what it was, and you find the problem there and then. If it's a particular person, then that's really important to delve and find what is it about them that causes you to be impatient with them. Maybe there's something else attached to it. There is always a cause for being impatient. Don't just accept it, find it. Now, I wanted to delve a little bit more into a sense of desperation. You know, I'm a part of a few communities, and one is a trading community, and you may be a part of different communities. And there are a lot of people in there that are asking about patience, and, you know, they need to have patience. And trading is a game, you know, it's not a game of patience. I shouldn't say game, it's not a game. But it's something to be patient in, just as any task that you're doing. It could be work-related, personal related. You could be a hobbyist, you know, you could be a crafter. What crafts are you not patient in? Then maybe that's not the set, you know, craft for you. But identify why. Why are you impatient? And I wanted to just tap into trading because it was financially related. If you're becoming impatient, why? Is it out of desperation to make money? Now, anything that we do, if it comes from a place of desperation in our life, it's not going to end well. Because what are you attracting? When you come from a place of desperation or lack, that's what you're going to attract, is lack. It's so important to really be aware that if you're impatient, why? And if you're struggling, then look at the consequences of you being impatient. What happens when you're impatient? Look at that. And bring in different tools, but really find if you're impatient with trading, is that being driven out of desperation to make money? Does that make sense? And then if that's the case, why? Everything is about a journey, and it's about making sure that you breathe through any journey that you take. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. As I said before, and I mentioned before, when we become emotionally unbalanced, and patience is an emotion, you can feel it triggering. Anything that you can feel going through your body is an emotional reaction to it, right? And it causes dis-ease in the body. So I'm going to identify when your body feels out of balance. And I hope that makes sense. And if it's causing you to be impatient, why? Breathe through it. In order to be good at something, sometimes it takes time. And wouldn't you rather the longevity to sustain whatever it is you're doing? If it's training, if it's crafting, wouldn't you rather get it right, and then you can have the longevity of that task or whatever? If it's income, like if you're a crafter and you want to sell your product, isn't it better to take your time? You produce a far quality product which you can sell at a higher price. Yeah, it takes time. Or you can go, no, I'm just going to whip them all out. You make a poorer quality product, you sell less, which means a lot more work. At the end of the day, you're then going to have to probably come back. Who's going to want a refund? No difference with you traders out there. If you're wanting to grasp things quick and you're just continuously doing that, what's the consequence of you rushing things? Take your time. You may be following certain people. Know that they've taken their time. Patience can be really valuable in life. And sometimes when you feel yourself being impatient, take some breaths. But identify what's driving you to be impatient. Is it out of urgency? Is it out of desperation? Is it tiredness? Is it identify? Don't just accept and say, oh, I'm just an impatient person. You may be impatient towards particular tasks, and that's okay, but identify them. So let's keep moving along. What have we got from the page? Oh, there we go. Know that your future is safe. For some of you, depending what you're doing, if you're a crafter, if just even in your business, whatever you're doing, know that your future is safe. So take your time. If you feel there's this sense of urgency that you've got to get stuff done, or you're coming from a place of desperation, this is just reassuring you that know that your future is safe. So let's close our eyes and take a deep breath. And see what the page has for us, shall we? We angels see that you often worry about your future. So today we bring you the reassurance that everything is fine. There's nothing coming up that you can't handle. We hold your hand through each moment of time, moving forward into what lies ahead. We also remind you to cast only positive thoughts into the future, for it's being designed by the feelings you hold this very moment. Interesting, so don't hold impatience. Give us your cares and worries about tomorrow and put your entire focus on having a peaceful today. Your present tranquility is an investment in your future that yields beautiful returns. By surrounding you with our love, we can help you trade in frightening thoughts for ones that make you feel happy and safe. I like the word that trade came up, hey? But in order to really connect with our support, you'll need to allow it into your heart. The best way to do so is with your breath. So please inhale all the loving energy around you and draw it into your core. Then give yourself a hug and exhale away any feelings of tension. Keep calling upon us until we feel calm and secure about what's to come. Until you feel calm and secure. Everything really is always okay. The more you know and feel this truth, the more you experience it. It's safe for you to feel at peace now and in the future. So this is really saying, for those of you, what I'm getting is there are some of you listening that feel continuously this tightening in your gut, and it's this almost, I can feel like the breath, it's like, come on. And you've got some goals out there and you're wanting them to really happen quickly. And there's a lack of impatience, or lack of patience, I should say. Stop. This is really letting you know, allow things to flow. Don't force or push. You could be pushing really hard, and that could be absolutely impacting your future. Because if you're pushing too hard and you're losing out, what do you leave for the future growth? So be mindful of that. Thought for today. I drop my guard and allow myself to relax with the sure and certain knowledge that my future is as bright as I want it to be. Absolutely. I now commit to holding my thoughts at a clear, high energy level of love. Angels, please help me embrace this feeling today and always. Absolutely. So for those of you who are feeling quite tense, I'm going to use the word tense. There's a lot of tension in your body. I can feel it. It's like this, come on. Yeah, there's this, but there's you really pushing. And there's resistance, and you're wondering why. It's because you're pushing too hard. Allow it to flow. It's taking time for a reason. Okay, I just got the word knowledge. It's about allowing yourself to gain the knowledge as you work through whatever it is you're working through. This could be personal or professional. Some of you are pushing, but there's resistance, there's hurdles in the way, the complications, and you're going, why is this happening? It's happening to slow you down. You haven't gained enough knowledge yet, or enough expertise. So they're resisting, they're enforcing you to slow down. And you keep getting frustrated and impatient. And in your frustration, you're missing things. Because when we sit in a place of frustration, We're emotionally unbalanced, which means this does not function at 100% capacity. So what are you missing? That's why there's this resistance. Focus and enjoy the ride. Don't push it. Don't come from a place of urgency or desperation, because it isn't going to end well. Some of you are not sleeping because you're living and breathing this thing you're focusing on. It's not healthy. There has to be balance. And just maybe your lack of sleep is causing you to be even your patience lowered, or your impatience heightened. There's a lot of things that compound to how we emotionally feel, and it's so important to identify those things that are impacting us, as in lack of sleep. There could have been something happen at work that's causing you to be, it's flowing through to your family life. There's always a cause. Don't just settle and go, oh yeah, I'm just impatient, and don't have a second thought about it. No, I really want to promote and encourage you to always go inward. Find the whys. Analyze. I remember my husband used to say to me for years, you analyse everything. And now I know why. Because I believe there's always a why. We're not just the way we are just cause. There is a reason. So find your reason why you struggle to be patient. Okay, what cards? We've got 2 cards. One jumped and I've pulled one. Reflection. Appropriate card. I like it. Yes, absolutely reflect. Yes, it's just pretty much what I was saying. Reflect. Reflect with lots of things in your life and identify your whys, your causes. It's time. See, they're all looking in the same. I just go, that's inward for me. That's the gut, the heart, more the gut, because that's where we feel it, the tension, the stress. It's all in the gut. If you're highly stressed, maybe it's time to really look deeper in what's causing that. And patience can really get you from 0 to 100. I know for me, if something hasn't worked and I've lost my mind, as I call it, gee, I'm like, who was that? So I like to refer to it as you go to Mount Vesuvius. It's like you just go from 0 to 100, and I'm sure many of you have experienced that. And it's about identifying why. I know with me, it's if I'm in a hurry and I'm trying to put something in the drawer and it doesn't fit in the drawer. Sometimes I lose it, and I know that's when I'm in a real hurry. Of course, it's not going to work properly because I'm in a hurry, not logically. And then I calm down, I walk away and take 10 breaths or 3 breaths, whatever I need, and I go back to that drawer and I go, okay, Kat, now take it out, be calm and do it, and everything works out. Funny that, hey? So reflection, really reflect on what's going on. Question. Okay, reflection. It's time to reflect on what you have accomplished to date. Remember what you were like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Look back and you'll realize how far you've come. Acknowledge the experiences that have helped you get to where you are. Hopefully, you will see even painful or unpleasant events serve a purpose. Everything turns golden with the passing of time, like autumn leaves that fall to the ground, filling the tapestries of our life with beautiful colour. So as much as I shared that, it really is important. Some of you, due to lack of patience, aren't really identifying and taking note of how far you've actually come. You're being impatient, but in actual fact, you should be patient. And maybe just by reflection and see how far you've come, you'll realise that, hell, I'm wanting to move faster, but gee, I haven't acknowledged how far I've come. And that may be just the tool you need to really go, yeah, I got this. I'm okay. Let's take some breaths and let's be patient, because I have moved a lot further than what I thought I had. We often don't look backwards just to see how far we've come and acknowledge and celebrate. Rather, we look at how much we've still got to go, which is driving that impatience. Second card. Okay. Inner child. This has come up a bit. Okay. It is letting me know that some of you, the patience, there's actually stemming from something far deeper, far greater in your younger self, which is your inner child, that needs to be healed. And I wanted to mention, and this is leading me to this, I have been asked for certain tools for certain things. And this is not about judgment of those tools, but I am not a person that will just provide a tool. I want to go that, because that for me is horizontal. Before I do that, I always want to identify why someone needs that tool, what's going on that's leading them to be impatient or struggling or whatever it is. It's so important to really look at the whys. So I do struggle just to go, oh, well, just implement that tool and you'll be right to go. It doesn't feel right for me. It doesn't align with my integrity, because for me, I just feel like I'm offering a Band-Aid. Here, have a Band-Aid and you'll be set to go. Eventually, that Band-Aid's going to have to come off. Is the wound healed? And so I am happy to offer tools. However, I always want to invoke thought. And I want to promote people to look deeper within and go, well, why am I impatient? Why isn't my time management? Why have I not been able to attain and retain time management? Why do I keep reverting back to my old patterns? And yet I've got all these tools and they're not working for me. And I say, because have you identified why? Why you struggle with those, whether it be time management or patience? Got to identify the why, and then we can heal that, and then bring in the tools to assist us to build new habits and create new patterns. Yeah? And Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to understand, and you've got to absolutely respect that you've been doing these habits or patterns for maybe years and years. So of course you cannot just, people say, oh yeah, you can retain or you can change a habit in 28 days. I don't necessarily agree with that. Is it sustainable? They don't share with you if you can grab a habit and make it habit 28 days. For how long can you sustain that habit? If you haven't healed the core of the cause of it, how can it possibly be sustainable is my question. And I know absolutely for myself, mine's the thing with weight. I gained all these different tools when on diets, went to exercise, everything. And I was working on the core and I still hadn't got to the core. And what aligns with me, everything where it goes to patience, tolerate, that word tolerate, yeah, I tolerated it all. I didn't enjoy it. I tolerated it. I was patient with it. And then over time, my patience wore thin and I stopped committing to it. So it wasn't sustainable. And this new way of eating, the new lifestyle, the Mediterranean style food, which I love. It's quick, it's easy, which I love. I love to cook, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to take 3 hours cooking dinner that we eat in 10 minutes, right? So I feel like I've digressed a little bit and it's really gotten off the inner child, however, just maybe it's all about reflection and we go reflection and inner child. Yeah, it's now they're saying, some of you watching this, there is absolutely something from your inner child that is causing this lack of patience, and it's quite big actually. Yeah, a situation that you pretty much feel that you were forced to be patient and someone kept picking you up on it. And that has really been detrimental in your adult life. So see if you can find it through reflection. Because if you can at least identify it, then you can work through it and heal it and release it. And then that way, the tools that you now bring in will absolutely assist you to really gaining more patience in your life. So that's that. So let's go to inner child. And I love the inner child card. So before I read this, I'd love you to close your eyes with me and take a deep breath. Really, so you can absorb the beautiful words in this message. Okay, your inner child yearns love and attention. Your inner child wants to have fun. So maybe it's time to stop taking things so seriously and listen to the message your inner child has for you. I live inside your heart waiting patiently. I, the only one you left behind, has never left you. For through all your travels, your days and nights, I have been with you. Look back through the midst of time and clouds of emotion, and you'll see me. I'm here waiting. In finding me, you will become whole. In knowing me, you will know yourself better also, for we are one. I am the pure essence of you before the world took hold and reshaped and reprogrammed you. I am the essence of your soul self, the guardian of your true self. Let us travel the rest of our path together. A whole world awaits us, a whole universe surrounds us with love. All of time resides within us. All of time unfolds before us. Let us shed light on darkness. Let us jump for joy. Let us be all that we are through life's unfolding dreams. Let love conquer all. I love that message. It is so true. Your inner child has left behind, who's always been with you. You've just maybe forgotten or not known how to connect with him or her. It really is a beautiful journey when you go back from your adult self. And, you know, a way to do that is imagine your younger self standing in front of you, and whatever age you want to go back to, and ask them how they felt in that situation and allow them to answer it, not you, not your adult self. Go back. How did you feel when you were 7, 8, 9, 10 in that particular situation or circumstance? Don't allow your adult self to answer, because they're going to say, oh yeah, it was okay. So this is why this has come up. For some of you, it's time. And yes, it's, you know, it come from patience, but I don't know. I've got a little bit of digressed to go to this. So take that time. So I hope that you gain something little today, even just that little smidge. You know, take the time to invest in you. After all, you matter. You matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you every day. Take some deep breaths if you feel that you're getting impatient and something is impacting you. Rather than really become frustrated or anxious, stop and center yourself and take some deep breaths. And, you know, the real deep breaths, and I've done them in other videos where you count to 3, hold your breath and then blow it out slowly. Really honor yourself and give yourself that opportunity to gain the art of patience. Yeah? So I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. So I really want to thank you for spending your time with me here today, as I absolutely respect your time is valuable. So for today, take care.